Hi, welcome to Art Draw. You're going to need a piece of paper and some pens. Today we're going to draw Kylo Ren from Star Wars. Okay, we're going to go straight in there and draw his mask with a hood on today. So a horizontal line, two lines next to it angling out. Bring these in with two more straight lines and then a horizontal line underneath. Then just go around for a bit of detail at the top, a couple of horizontal lines going on and one below, then an arc just above it. That's the top area of his mask, his visor area. I'm just going to fill in below that, like into the cheek area, a few curved lines, same on the other side. Okay, now I'm going to think about where his hood's going to be. So I'm just going to do a little curve here, bring it around and in below that base part of the mask. Same on the other side, bring it out around it and around. Okay, now I'm going to do the outer part of the hood, so just bring that around the outside of where we just drawn and in. There's his hood. Now we can fill in a little bit within that area, so and continue the mask. Just going to bring it in here. And there's a lot of lines on Kylo's head, so we can keep creating those horizontal lines. And then some angled areas here where we're going to have his visor area. Just fill in some parts here. Right, now we're going to just colour in black the darker areas of the mask, the shaded part of his hood. Okay, now we're going to colour in the visor area as well. A lot of dark areas on Kylo Ren. Yep, fill in here. Nice one. Okay, just fill in at the top here as well. Balance it out a bit. Okay, next up we're going to do his body area. Just going to finish off a bit of detail here. Okay, we're going to look at his body area now. So he has a bit of a tunic, so we're going to do a line straight down to his belt area, draw a rectangle for his belt, a couple more curved rectangles just on the outer part of that, and then we can bring out a line up here and a line on the left, which is going to be his torso and body area. Just going to do his hand here, so just work out to the right hand side. I've got a clenched fist because he's going to be holding his lightsaber. Just going to work up to the right here. Once I've done the hand, I can just plan in where I think his arm's going to be. So just curve around a little bit on his arm just to give him those muscles. Then I'm going to just start the lightsaber part. So the top of the handle is here, a few little intricate areas, and then below as well. Quite an intricate lightsaber going on. There we go. Okay, let's do the other hand. And I think he's going to be doing like a force clench here. So I'm going to draw some fingers, a grabbing motion. So 1, 2, 3, and a thumb here. Okay, I'm going to join these up with some arcs. So arc around here, and an arc there. Then just fill in the area below there for his hand. Now I can work out where his arm's going to go. So I'm just going to just join these areas up, slight curve around and a curve here. There we go, it looks like he's grabbing something in front of him or using his force powers. I'm going to put a bit of detail in here, so just there's a lot of these areas on Kylo where it's all almost like bandages going around his body, kind of material that he's got. So join these up and you can bend these around as well, and this gives a nice sense of depth of your picture. Continue here as well. Great, that's cool. Okay, upper body is just about done. Now we're going to think about his tunic. It's going to spread out at the bottom here. So I'm going to do a line out here. Okay, and then we're going to do pretty much the same on the other side, but we can go out a little bit further maybe here. That's cool. And join it up here with an arc. Right, the finishing area of his tunic goes just below here, so 2 horizontal lines. Now I'm going to do this leg on the right hand side here. Just a line down here and a curved line here. And then we can just draw, he's got boots on, so we can draw his feet here. Again, we can do these banded areas around. Same on the left hand side here, so we can go down here, down a little bit more. Draw the boot area here, so very similar to the other side. Just line it up with the foot and move up to the tunic. And again, we can do the same thing with the bands. So just fill those areas in. Really great bit of detail there. Okay, so we have cape going behind, so we can just do some horizontal curvy lines behind to show the back of that tunic. Right, that looks cool. Let's have a think about the lightsaber. It's going to go to the top here, and Kylo's lightsaber really has a lot of energy coming out of it. So lots of jagged edges here. Have some fun, move up and down, think about where it's going up, so try and be fairly straight, but at the same time some curved little arcs. Think about all the fire and power coming out of that lightsaber. Have a bit of fun. That's cool. Yeah, that's great. And we can have a few little energy pieces coming off, firing off here. It's a bit of an unpredictable lightsaber. That looks good. Right, okay. Let's think about any other detail we need now. So we fill in that tunic area here. It sort of shows a little bit muscly, a little bit of detail here for his tunic area, where his belt maybe is tightened in. And I'm going to put him on a rocky terrain, so some jagged edges, a little bit like his lightsaber as well, matches in with that. A few little rocks below, tiny little bit of shadow, a couple of lines there. Great, that's Kylo Ren's lines completed. Now we're going to have a look at the colours. Kylo's pretty dark in colour, he wears a lot of black. What I'm going to do is I'm going to think about his lightsaber being red, and I'm going to use a very dark grey to start with, just to fill in the essential areas of Kylo, thinking about maybe the lights area, thinking about the dark, and thinking about maybe where we can use a bit more red from the lightsaber on his clothing. So first of all I'm going to colour in here, and I'm steering clear a little bit of using a lot of black because it will lose your detail of the picture. So I'm using a grey that's not too dark, so I can still see some of the detail that I've just drawn. So think about this. Yep. Just fill in here, top of his tunic area. Let's think about his hands. So just going to leave a little bit of an edge on the right hand side of his hand. I'm going to complete most of it in this dark grey. Okay, now let's think about his arms. So we can fill in here. Just leave a little area to the left, and here I'm going to fill in sort of like the middle area with this darker grey. Maybe I'll go all the way to the bottom. And then thinking about where the red of his lightsaber might go, I'm going to do grey at the lower area of his hand. Then his tunic, just going to leave a bit to the right, fill in here. And fill in over here, just leave a little bit to the left. So think, what do we want to do? I think we want to fill his legs in. And here. And then probably thinking about maybe a bit of grey on his helmet. You want to make sure the light reflects off it. We still want to show it's quite dark, see? Okay, maybe a little bit more at the top here. Just going to fill in here. Slightly darker grey now. and on this side here. And I'm going to fill in quite a lot here. That's great. Let's complete his belt buckle and his belt. Just make sure there's a little bit of light left on the right hand side of them. Let's fill that tunic in that colour as well. So we've got a nice difference in the colour of greys at the moment. Now his lightsaber we're going to colour in. We're going to use this other grey as well. And I'm just going to do the lower half of the upper area of his lightsaber. Still leaving a little bit of white. Let's have a think. Let's do his boots. So this side's not going to see a lot of the red area of the lightsaber on this left hand side, but this right hand side I think we might just see a little bit of red popping through. So I'm going to leave a little bit of an area here. Okay, we want to really start lifting this picture now. I'm going to fill in the back part of his tunic so it's black. So that gives a nice little bit of balance now. We've got a lot of black in his hood area and also at the bottom of it. You know what? It's going to fill in a little bit here as well to show where the shadow might be on his hand as he's reaching out. Just going to fill in a little bit of this area here, just a bit of detail. Yeah, that's cool. And then let's have a think. I'm going to have a dark area on the left hand side here, so we're really making a really good impact with our black. And just got the tunic here. And then just around the hood area here. Still leave a little bit of light where possible. So we just got a nice little pop of white where we want it. Just a bit here to round it off. On the fingers. And the thumb. So that means we're going to have to do it on this side as well. So just a little bit here in the shadow. Maybe just a touch on his feet. Maybe I do want to just add a little bit more detail now I'm looking at it. Got license to do that if we want to. Yeah, that looks better. A bit more going on now. Right, let's lift this picture with red. So his lightsaber is red. So let's have a bit of fun here. Loads of energy coming out of this lightsaber. So this nice red pop is really going to lift our picture. So we can do the left and right hand sides of his lightsaber. I'm just leaving a little bit of space for white to show the energy, how intense it gets. We can also put a few flecks of red all over here. Now this bright red energy is going to be moving over onto Kylo's body. So just do his hand, where we've left these white areas. On the right hand side we can just fill in a little line of red. As you see, it really pops this picture, especially because Kylo is quite a dark character. You've really got to make the most of the little areas of colour that we can use. So now we're starting to see a balanced picture. This looks great on the belt buckle, and then just on the hand. That's cool. That's looking great on the hand there, and then just a little hint of it on his foot. Fantastic. I'm going to put a bit more in on the hood here. Just some finishing touches. Yep, that looks great. Okay, now I'm going to think about complementing that red with a little bit of orangey yellow for the ground. So it's a rocky ground, maybe it's Tatooine, something like that. We can just add a little pop of colour at the bottom here. And it really helps, again, lift this picture, as Kylo is mainly quite a dark coloured character. There we go. That is Kylo Ren from Star Wars on Art Draw. Thanks for watching, guys.